Hey guys, this is Ryan. We're back with Grinding Gears Garage. Today we're going to do replacement of a seat cover of a Yamaha Blaster. First things first, to take the seat off, you're going to have to go under here to this lever. And all it does is just clip onto the frame and then you pull it back. That's it. Alright guys, first things first, you're going to need some needle nose or some sort of pliers. What you're going to do is, don't worry about these staples so much. You just want to tear the fabric up. And, we can pull out staples later or go around them, so it doesn't really matter. You're going to want to go around and do all of them. I know it's a pain. Once you get on a roll, you should just be able to keep going. And be careful, don't get stuck. Look, you don't want that in your finger. Tetanus from 1994 or whatever this thing is.
Once you have your old seat cover off, just inspect your foam. Make sure it's all intact. This is the original seat that came with our Blaster. As you can see, the foam is gone pretty much. Recovering a seat like this is kind of useless. Your new seat cover is just going to crack just as fast. It's important to have a good foam base before you recover your seat. A seat like this has to be refoamed. Local upholstery shop should be able to refoam a seat like this, but sometimes it's just cheaper to find a seat that just needs a seat cover and then refoaming an entire seat. So now we're going to install our new seat cover. To do this, you're going to need either an electric or pneumatic staple gun. A manual hand stapler just doesn't penetrate the plastic far enough. You'll never get the seat cover to seat fully. So you'll need this and an air compressor.
Okay guys, we got the seat cover kind of lined up. We flip the seat, put it up on our vise. It's a little easier to work with. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to have to secure the back of the seat to here. Then you're going to want to do the front. So everything's straight. That's when you start working all your sides in and get it all buttoned up. But first things first, I'm going to start with the back because it says Yamaha here. As you can see, you're going to want to make sure that that is all lined up. And also what you're going to want to do is you're going to have to cut around this bolt. So take a razor blade, some sort of sharp edge. Okay guys, once we got that hole cut out, you're just going to want to make sure that you have this seam aligned maybe a 1/4 inch or so above, where the end of the plastic is. That's where you're going to want to start putting your first staple in and working your way across both sides. Sometimes that'll happen. Don't let it discourage you. Probably just work off the plastic or something similar. Cool. Awesome. Later on we can go back and trim up extra, whatever you think that you might not want to be there. So we're going to continue on. We're going to switch to the front and then we'll come back. Alright guys, we flipped it around. We got the front pulled over. You don't want to have it too tight. You don't want to have it too loose. We kind of just take our hand, run it up, snag a little bit over. We actually kind of cheated. We put a staple here so we didn't have to fight with it while trying to film. But once you start your first staple, you peel the next one over, staple, staple, keep pulling tension as you go. Maybe get it to about here on either side. And then you're going to want to work your way on either side. Make sure it's all even. as we go. We'll show you more as we get there, but you're gonna pull, and that's what's gonna keep your seat seated against the foam here. Alright guys, we went ahead and just stapled it off camera, but this is this one, it was our first one. Obviously we'll yank it, we'll put more tension on it and hit it with 2 more staples here, but as you go, you're going to want to fold on corners, and as you go up, luckily this corner has the ability, it's already split, you know, you can pull it tight and keep working your way as you go. But we did want to show you this before we move on, to show you how to tension on the sides and kind of get rid of all that. You know, once you pull it tight, it'll definitely be a lot nicer. Alright guys, you can pick a side to start with. I'm going to pick this side. It's just easier to pull over this way and kind of work at it. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start down here, somewhere towards the middle, doesn't matter which side. And you're going to want to pull it tight until you get your seams lined up down here with the bottom of this plastic. It's just, I mean, you don't have to, you can pull it super tight and roll it over. There's really no point, you know, as long as you do both sides evenly, everything should be perfect when you're done. Go ahead and put a staple right in. There you go. That should hold it right in place. Go down a couple inches, place another staple. Now the reason I started down here is because this has a corner, and you're going to want to, you know, really work that corner. And get that to where it's tight with the seam that starts, and you can make it lead its way, but some of these staples can be temporary. Don't be scared to pull them out. You do want to make sure you work it all evenly, so you don't end up with a big knuckle in the middle, because that's not going to look good when, you know, everything's all bunched up like this. So you do want to make sure you're always constantly moving a couple inches, putting a staple in, coming back, tightening some of them if they end up being loose. Like this one probably is going to have to come out once we get everything kind of buckled in. You can see there's a little slack right here. You don't really want that. You want everything to be even and consistent. Okay guys, now that we got all the staples placed in here the whole way down, you can see you got to keep the seam nice and even all the way as you go, the best you can. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Make sure you hit these corners hard. I might want to put another one right here to make sure that, you know, just to make sure it's tight. You don't want to have to take this off and do it again. It's a pain in the butt. And here's kind of a view. You know, a lot of this stuff will all come out once we pull the other side and work it all out. You know, you're going to want to do that. You're not going to want to pull too hard because everything will be uneven. So you got to kind of account for that on this side as you're pulling tight. You don't want to be too hard. You don't want to be too soft, because it's going to leave it uneven when you do the second side. But so far, this is, like I said, still a little loose. We'll get the tightening on it, but you get an idea of how it starts to come together.
Looks way better than it did before.
Sure does. Actually, here's the old seat right here. As you can see, it's coming together now. Alright guys, now that we're back, just give you a quick little view. We got all the staples in. You could put more in, or you could put less in, whatever you want to do. We actually made it through with one entire clip. Thank goodness, because it's all we had. We literally used the last one on this corner up here. But like I was saying before, if you want to, go ahead around and trim all the excess off. It may cause issues when you go to put your seat on some four-wheelers or quads or dirt bikes, trikes. They're all different. Everything's different. So, you know, make sure you test fit it before you go ahead and start cutting, because you can't get that leather back. Okay guys, here we are. About to put it in. Really hard install. Super hard. Alright, just kidding, we're done. So, there you go. It's easy. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. You know, everything's tight. It's actually not too tight, not too loose. You sit my fabrics on it, try it. Much better. Definitely much better than having a hole there.
Alright guys, that's it from us here at Grinding Gears Garage.
Hope you guys enjoy what we do here. It's fun for us to film, it's fun for us to ride, so, you know, we like making crappy shit look good.
Have a good one guys, and we'll catch you later this week.
Like and subscribe.
That's
Okay,
it?
guys.
Fuck.